From arriving in Australia as a student in 2004 to being the owner of over 30 investment properties, Bharat Patel is a man who knows a thing or two about real estate investment. Today, we meet him and know more about his business, Cashflow Properties, and try to understand the secret to achieving financial freedom through successful real estate investment.
वॉइस आजकल और मीडियम योर मैसेज.
Good day, everyone. My name is Navneet Anand from Voice Article. Our medium, your message. Today, here in Bella Vista, we would be meeting the founder director for Cashflow Properties, Bharat Patel. Bharatji, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
you
What a
too.
beautiful sunny day
It
here in
is,
Sydney.
absolutely, yeah.
Bharat, financial freedom is important to everybody. Why is real estate better way to be financially secure?
Glad you asked me a question. So basically, real estate's been around the globe and one of the best and secure method to be financially free. Because imagine you are working in 9 to 5 environment and you are earning some sort of money, but then you are saving your money. Instead of, going to a luxury and spending the items on luxury and unnecessary things, if you invest that money into a real estate, you can grow and you can gain some capital gain, and then you can use that money to also invest into another property. So it's like leveraging your money, right? So use your money initially, then you use the bank money to buy another property, to build your property portfolio, so that in 10 to 15 years time, you will be financially free. And compared to shares and crypto, where you can be financially free quicker, but you're gonna lose your money overnight. In real estate, I doubt you will lose your money. So that's why I think the real estate is still the preferred way in Australia while you're working 9 to 5.
So what you're saying is risk is almost covered when you are investing in properties.
Mostly yes, because in real estate, tenant is there to give you rent money, right? So as long as you buy affordable property, affordable means like a property where you have less mortgage and rent is good, so that most of the things are covered. So you're not paying too much from your pocket, and those kind of the property will help you to be financially free.
So the negative gearing, a lot of tax agents were talking about, and you are talking here, the positive gearing property.
Correct. So I'm not saying the negative gear property, you can buy 1 or 2 property, but then you're stuck. Having 1 or 2 property will not make you financially free. If you want to achieve your financial freedom, you need to have more than at least 5 to 10 good properties, right? So in a way, you need to buy a property where rent will cover the most, and little bit of negative gear is good. Negative gear is good in terms of if you're earning 9 to 5 and making good money. So instead of focusing on too much negative gear property, if you focus on positive gear property, yes, you will be financially free in 10 to 15 years time.
What we see all around us, there are investment advisors, there are real estate agents, there are buyer agents.
Correct.
So where do you place Bharat Patel to be among them?
Yeah, good question you asked me. Buyers agent, consultants, advisors, I am not into those category. I think I am a buyer's consultant, which is a different. If you open your Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp, those buyers agents are popping like a mushrooms. What they do, in my opinion, they just work like a lunch order lady, go to the office, ask everyone what they want to eat, and they deliver in a brown paper bag, and then they don't care about it. What I do is I just try to understand client needs, the requirements, their financial future goals, and then I fit my strategy to help them to buy the right property at the right time, in the right market cycle, with the right price. So that instead of throwing any property to any client, we just secure a right property which helps them to buy the next property, to build their property portfolio, to be financially free. So that's why I think I'm a buyer's consultant, not an agent or advisor.
Bharat, what I could sense and figure out, so you're one of those who have practiced first and preached later. Take us through the journey of 30 properties portfolio that you have built.
Thank you so much for asking. So I still remember I came as an international student, and you know how difficult and challenging life. I started almost with nothing in initial months, then figure out how to find a job and started with the car wash and fruit markets and you name it. I did everything in 2 years. And then I realized I already worked hard. I have to work smart now. So during those early days, I was just going through, auctions and open homes and started to understand how exactly I can buy first home and whatnot. But with my wife's help and guidance, at least I was in a position to secure my first home. My first home was not my dream home, which is very important because most of the people, what they think is they want to buy the dream home first.
Okay.
So our home was home, not dream home. So since I purchased my first property in 2010, after working hard with those savings, I just learned the method how to buy the second property from the first property. All right. So using the leveraging. So leveraging is like you initially use your money to buy property using the deposits, and then depending on the formula you have, you go and revalue your property to get the equity out in a position to buy the next property. So from 2010 to 2013, I just practiced that, how to go and refinance and get the leverage, use the leveraging to buy the next property. And from 2010 to 2020, right, I just non-stop, continuously and consistently purchased my properties without any emotions, right? In between, we also build our dream home as well. And then my journey was like lots of dedication, hard work. And I remembered few days where I was just, even try to save $1, right? Was important for me because at the end, I wanted to be a financially free in 10 to 15 years time. I don't want to work under someone in 9 to 5, that toxic environment where most of the people work until 60, 65, until they die. And that's how my journey was. And yeah, I think I really thankful to my parents, wife, and God to give me the strength to work hard and then work smart.
Wonderful. What an inspiring story that you have, Bharat. So tell me, what do you think that stops the ordinary investor to get into this field?
Look, if I have something to tell you, three things I think. Number one, wrong mindset. I would say 90% people who are trying to understand how real estate work, they begin their journey with the wrong mindset. What does that mean is they just are too emotionally attached because it's a house, it's a property. Everyone has the emotions, right? So they too emotionally attached. Either they are trying to buy their first home or investment. So once they have emotions, their mindset is wrong, right? They're just looking the wrong directions, and that's why they're stuck. So number one, wrong mindset. Number two, no kind of the desire to achieve something. So once you have no mindset and if you don't have any goals, then you can't put anything in practical to achieve something, right? And last not least, no actions.
Okay.
Some of the people
Wrong mindset, no actions.
no wrong mindset and no actions means like you go into the wrong directions and then at the end you also don't want to do any actions from your end, right? You know everything, right? Oh, your friend purchased the property, your colleague purchased the property as well, or your friend has two properties, but at the end you have a butterfly in your stomach because you never done any practice of understanding how the market works, what do you require to purchase the property, and so on and so forth. So it's like even if you have a knowledge, but you are so fearful that you're not going to take any action, right? No action, no reactions.
I normally say you gotta be in it to win it.
To win it, exactly. If you are not in it, you're not gonna get anything. So it's like, yes, investment is also a risk. Everything is a risk. If you are driving a car, it's a risk, right? So investment is a risk, but property is like a safe vehicle, right?
Right.
Which gives you good returns if you buy the right property to achieve something in your life. So these are the three things I would say ordinary people in current situation, they are lag behind those three things, and that's why they are not able to achieve any financial freedom in their life.
What an inspiring story I have here at international students who come from India with almost nothing in the pocket. Comes here, works smart to have a 30 property portfolio. How long did it take you from the first property to the 30th property that you built?
First property, as I said, 2010, not my dream home. That's very important, right? If I started to have a first property with my emotions or dreams, I could not be in a position, right? Very important. So from 2010 to 2022, in that period, I just acquired those 30 properties.
Wonderful. I think it's becoming too windy. We're going to move inside and have another chat there.
Sure.
Come.
Thank you.
Bharat, sometimes people have the deposit, but they don't have the income. So there must be some unique cases where all the conventional methods fail. So how did you help them?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question. Look, I came across many times this kind of the scenario. So it's like some clients came to us where they have a chunk of money deposits, you would say, but if they go to bank will not lend you them, right? So mostly retirees or people who have a good amount of cash. So what we do is we just help them out to buy affordable investment property, right, in cash. Because imagine if you are buying $150,000 or $200,000 property, right? Some of the cars are expensive than that.
Yes, I
So let's say
agree.
if you are buying $150,000 property with the rent of 380 to 400 a week, right? You
Okay.
don't need to go to bank to obtain the finance. So what we do is we help them out to pick up those kind of the property. What help they will get is they get the instant income from the property, because the moment you purchase the property in cash, you don't have any mortgage to pay, right? So you get that income as a monthly income from rentals, right? Then what we do is after having a couple of properties, depending on how much cash they have, we can go back to the bank because they already generated the income from their investment properties, and then we go and ask about the loan from the bank to buy more properties. So yeah, this is
Huh.
the solution.
Whenever we talk about investment, the first thing comes to the mind is that you need minimum $1 million property to invest in. But what I understand after talking to you, we can start with the smaller properties with the higher rental.
Correct, and that's the way. You don't need to be have $1 million or deposits, or you don't need to be look $1 million property. You can start thinking different way, which I mentioned, like 150, 200, $300,000 property, right? And then you can scale up to buy more properties after that as well.
Bharat, because there are a number of buyer agents and buyer's consultants, as you said. So, how do you make sure during the whole process of buying a property that they are making the informed decision?
Yeah, yeah. Again, very interesting question. So basically, look, we have systems, processes, and the important asset that I have is the right team of professionals, right? So what we do is when client come to us, we have a every single stage we go through the steps and processes to make sure client get informed about every single steps and decisions, and we make sure that it's like a magic pill where we given to the clients. As long as they select the right property, everything will be catered. So imagine you are in Sydney, and let's say if you select the property in Brisbane or Adelaide, you don't need to go and catch a flight to do everything. We just make sure that you are satisfied with the property, right, by organizing every single step until the settlement, right? And even after the settlement, my team will be providing them support as well. So it's like you go to 9 to 5, you just do and whatever you need to do, either from job or business, and we make sure we take all that extra pressure from clients to make sure they just maintain the communicate it throughout the process as well.
Tell me a bit more about the team because you just mentioned the word team in the previous answer.
Yeah. So look, when client call us, there is a person called reception who just take the initial inquiry. Then it goes to the client success manager who try to understand client requirements, objectives, future needs. Then they fit a meeting with the proven strategy to me. Then I just explain exactly depending on their circumstances and what they are trying to achieve, what exactly they need to look in terms of buying property. And then we have a finance strategist in-house who will explain exactly what will be the finance process if in case if they are obtaining the finance. Once they select the property, then we have a dedicated person who is like a champion who can go and above beyond to make sure everything goes smoothly until the settlement, right? On top of it, we have a person, financial planner in my team who helps clients to understand how self-managed super fund work in case if they are looking to buy a property from self-managed super fund as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, just as a word of caution, what are the common risks or pitfalls
Yeah.
if people don't engage the right consultant?
Look, it's all about choosing a right person to help you who have already done it. So at the end of the day, let's say if you go to a consultant or buyer's agent who do not have experience, then you are putting your financial in a risk in their hands, right? So for example, the biggest risk is, let's say if you go to XYZ consultant and if they help you to choose the wrong property, right? I would say wrong property in the wrong market at the wrong time, then you will stuck into that position. So it's all about finding the right person who can help you to find the right property, right? And the biggest risk is like once you select the wrong property, right, you cannot scale your property portfolio in your investment journey. So that I would say the biggest risk.
I would suggest each and everybody that do your due diligence, not only finding the right property for you, do find the right person that can give you the consultation and guide you through the whole process. Don't forget due diligence.
VG Times. Be with the times.